Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Wendore Busing. Wendore Busing for all your travel needs. They have big buses, they have little buses, they have long buses, they have short buses. They have school buses and they have coaches buses. They have Greg, they have Todd, they have Mikey, and they have Davey. They are classy, they are prompt. They have transported Merrell Wrestling teams for decades. If you need a great ride to the state tournament, seek out Wendore Busing, your one-stop bus shop. Call 1-800-WENDORF. Good evening, wrestling fans. I am Ricky Reverse, your lead anchor, and you are watching WSAM Channel 2014. Tonight, I have with me Tommy Takedown and Edward Escape. Later in the cast, we will also have specials from Bobby Pin, Chest Crusher, and Duck Under. Our top story this evening is Merrell Wrestling and their great season. The wrestling team is holding its 54th annual wrestling banquet. The banquet was started by Bob Upsall, who spent 12 years as Merrill's head coach. He compiled a dual meet record of 87, 43, and 1. His team won 66.4% of their dual meets. Under his lead, the Blue Jay teams were crowned Wisconsin Valley Conference champion 3 times, and his 1970 team did the ultimate. They won a state title. Tommy Takedown, what do you have for us?
Good evening. Once Bob hung up his shoes, Norris Hattelstad took over the helm. He spent 10 years as a head coach. His team's compiled a week dual meet record of 104 wins, 10 losses. They won 91% of the dual meets. His teams only managed to win 3 Wisconsin Valley Conference championships, 10 years of coaching, 3 conference championships, no problem. Coach Roger Wendore was the next leader of the Merrill Wrestling program. Roger Wendore spent 17 years leading the Jays. He was able to win 197 dual meets with 53 losses and 1 tie. His team won 78% of the time, earned 4 conference team championships, and won 2 Division I team state titles. One problem for Coach Wendorf was that he couldn't get out of wrestling altogether. He has been an assistant coach for the past 16 years and has over 40 years coaching under his hat. Let's hear for Edward Escape.
Well, the succession after following Wendore, Scott Arneson was crazy enough to take over the wrestling program and smart enough to keep Roger Wendorf as one of his assistants. Arneson just finished his 16th year as the head coach. He's compiled a career record of 287 and 82. His teams have won 78% of the dual meets. His wrestlers have tallied 2 conference team championships and 6 runner-up finishes, and he had 4 teams qualify for the team state tournament. 3 of his teams lost in the semis, and 1 team was runner-up in 2006. This season, his team won a state championship in the WI individual state tournament. Simply put, Merrill 2014 wrestling team, they won a state title. During Merrill's 55 years of competition, they have won an average of 79% of the time. Basically, for every 8 wins, they're taking only 1 loss. And now a few words from our sponsors.
199wrestle.com. Have we got the deal for you? Join the Merrell Wrestling team today, and you will come away a winner. Not only will you have great practices, you will learn great technique, and you'll be in the best shape of your life. Woo! You will be well coached, and you may even qualify for the individual state tournament. Woo! Join the Merrell Wrestling Club and feel great. Dial 199wrestle.com. Join today, or you'll kiss your grandmother. 199wrestle.com. Woo! Local news. Local news. All right. Hi again, it's Ricky Reverse. What do we have for local news? Once again, it's Merrell Wrestling. Let's check in again with Edward Escape. and Tommy Takedown and see what they have learned about the best team in the city. Edward, what do you have for us?
Well, the Blue Jay wrestling team finished the season this year with 44 wrestlers and 6 managers. Their team poster was Hungry 4. The team meaning behind that was they were hungry for their 4th team state championship. They had been there and done it before and were training to have it happen again. They were team state champions in 1970, 1992, and 1993, and they were successful this year in winning a 2014 individual state team title. The team theme for the season was WHAM, We Are Merrill. I don't know originally where that came from, but it was one of those things that we built upon this year. During the dual meet this year, the team would say AK, which from what I understood meant Arnie's kids, but we all kind of, I think the kids know a different meaning behind that. But according to our sources, the students think it stands for something else. Tommy Takedown, what have you learned about the Blue Jays wrestling season?
Well, currently, the Blue Jays started their season out with a dual meet win against Wausau East and then traveled to the 16-team Kimberly Invitational. They outscored the two second place team by 98 points and put 9 guys in the top 3 and crowned 5 champs. They had enough future varsity wrestlers to compete in the Seymour tournament the same weekend. Cassie Block was the wrestler of the day. She put together a 4-1 record. Their next opponent was Marshfield. The Jays again came up with a win, a convincing victory. The Grappers then defeated Wausau West in a tight dual meet. They headed north up to the UP to see if they were up to the challenge for the Marquette 16-team individual tournament. They came away with second place, losing to a Michigan team that won their team state championship. Merrill had 3 champions. Scott Arneson won his 3rd title, and Tyler Schmidt his 2nd title. Alex Klug his 1st. The two Jays that got 2nd lost to this year's Michigan State champions. I guess the wrestling team has some type of gift exchange. Some of the wrestlers received some nice Christmas gifts. Then the team came back to their home gym for the 24-team Northern Exposure Tournament. Merrill was able to put 2 teams on the mat and wrestle 30 different kids in the dual meet. They had an exciting semifinal match, but an even more exciting finals match. The Blue Jays tied Bayport, but won on the 6th level of criteria, most first points scored. This was their 3rd title in a row. It was a great way for the Jays to end their 2013 season. Let's go back to Edward for his information on the 2014 season.
Well, their new year started out with a dual meet win over the Tigers of Stratford, followed by another competition in their home gym, the Blue Jay Challenge. 20 wrestlers were able to compete in the tournament. 8 wrestlers placed in the top 3. They won the team title for the 4th straight year. This was followed by a dual meet wins over DC Everest and our lovely friends from Wisconsin Rapids. Then they headed south for a bunkhouse stay and a competition at the Whitnall Duels. 9 wrestlers finished with 1 loss or less. The team took its first loss of the season, but was able to win the team title on criteria, most points scored with common opponents. The team then traveled to the Pulaski 16-team Invitational. It was the first year in the tournament. They earned 3rd place as a team and with 5 finalists and 2 champs. Conference, the Blue Jay wrestling team won its 9th Wisconsin Valley Conference title. They put 7 in the finals with 4 champions. Scott Arneson, 2-time champ David Pufall, 2-time champ Alex Klug, and 2-time champ Tyler Schmidt. The team was able to go undefeated in conference duels and finish the season 20-2 in duels. And now a message from our sponsors.
Another sponsor?
I think so. Who's our sponsors? The Merry Managers.
Correct. The Merry Managers. Take off of the Merry Maids.
Merry Maids.
All right. Call. Merry Managers of Merrill. Call for an estimate today. No job is too big. No task is too small. Merrill's Merry Managers will get the job done. You need uniforms washed? Done and hung. You need mats cleaned? Done. You need to listen to whining? None. You need video? They have cameras and will travel. You need stats? Taken. Their numbers add up. You need a group of girls to get the job done and make your life easier? Call Merrill's Merry Managers at 1-800-JOB-DONE. That's JOBDONE. Oh, and by the way, they are not only good looking, they like their head coach. They are friendly and like wrestling too. Let's go to regional news for a special report with Chest Crusher. Chest Crusher, what do you have for us regionally?
In regional news,
Let me just pick one.
regionally, the wrestling team put together a great effort and won the regional tournament title by 56 points. They did so by putting 9 in the finals and sending 12 to the sectionals. This was the first weekend of the tournament of the Superhero Challenge. Arnie's Animals won the first team title over Martini's Magnificent Seven. The men followed up the regional championship with a team sectional victory over Menominee. 160 was the draw weight. Dalton Clayton started with a win, and it never slowed from there. Merrill bumped up its lineup, and Murderer's Row brought the wood, hammer and nails. Dual meet win 37-20. Building off the momentum from the sectional team victory, they continued to wrestle well. They won the individual sectional title and sent 7 wrestlers to the state tournament. Let's go on a special report from Bobby Pinn.
That'd be me. Bobby Pinn here with the state news. Merrill sent 7 wrestlers to the state tournament for the 3rd time in school history. Senior 120-pound Nathan Byer, junior 132-pounder Scott Anderson, junior 160 Mason Reinhardt, who's a 3-time qualifier, senior 170-pounder David Pufall, who's also a 3-time qualifier, senior 182-pounder Ben Hintz, and senior 195-pounder Alex Klug, and finally our senior 220 Tyler Schmidt, who's a 4-time state qualifier. David Pufall earned a 4th place finish this year. Mason Reinhardt and Ben Hintz were able to place 2nd, silver medalists, and Tyler Schmidt became Merrill's 2nd 2-time state champion. With this group of qualifiers, Merrill was awarded a team state title for the WIAA individual state tournament. They will be recognized as individual state tournament champions, team title champions, and at the Wisconsin Wrestling Coaches Association convention, congratulations on the state championship. The following weekend, Merrill was back in action at the team state tournament in Madison. Merrill has proved that it has been there and done that. Like I said before, I think I said that at the beginning.
Been there and done that?
Yeah. 1970 was Merrill's first team state championship. They had a runner-up finish in 1983. Their 2nd and 3rd team titles were earned in 92 and 93. Merrill qualified for the team state tournament and made the semifinals in 2004 and 2005, earned a 2nd place finish in the 2006 state tournament, and finished this season with being a semifinalist. This year, they brought all the horses to the barn, but didn't have quite enough horsepower to take the title. Now let's hear from the anchor sponsor, another sponsor. I'm having a hard time.
That's all right. This is another ad, right? All right, from one of our informational sponsors, Merrell Wrestling Alumni Club, 1-800-OLD-CLUB, OLDCLUB. Looking for a way to give back to the great sport of wrestling after you graduate? Join the Merrell Wrestling Alumni Club. What's in it for you? You can join for free, and you can be a part of a great club. You can work at the Merrill Fair and golf in the annual golf tournament in September. The money you help raise provides coach transportation for wrestlers and parents, summer wrestling camps, and new wrestling mats, among other stuff.
My retirement.
Some retirements. I think maybe Coach Wendore's. Moving on. The Alumni Club, the club that keeps giving, the club that is free, the club that supports wrestling. It's never too late to join. You'll never be too old to join. Merrill Alumni Wrestling Club, 1-800-OLD-CLUB.
Just so you know, I don't think any three of us can join the club. We're not alumni.
Oh, it's open to all who support wrestling. No, we don't want to slight anyone. Hey, we're back with the Coach's Kitchen. You guys know what the Coach's Kitchen is?
Recipes for success.
Yes. What does it take to be a successful program? Here's some thoughts from a rather odd group.
I would agree.
You're not kidding.
Ingredients for a successful program. Personally, my thoughts, and I'm just a neutral guy, but you need to surround yourself with good coaches. And basically, I think the Merrill Wrestling program has some really good coaches. A guy by the name of Coach Roger Wendore, he's been mentoring the head coach there for 25 years. Roger's pretty much probably the cornerstone, huh?
Yeah, granite.
Granite.
Yeah.
Granite, yeah. Some other great coaches at the high school. We had Mark Wykes, Ryan Martinovich, and Brian Suhaki. One thing I want to say, what I've heard about those guys is they've been with that head coach for all the years that he's been leading, and so that's pretty lucky for a head coach to have a group of guys that hangs around that long. Then we had some, I think they had some rookies this year. You guys know who those were?
We had two rookies. One is a Merrill alum, Steve Wykes, and another one, Mike Stellato.
Where was he from? Is he
I don't
from
know.
around? Is he around?
What do they call him?
I don't know.
What was it?
I heard he was locked in a closet somewhere.
He got locked. He got lost in the middle school, I heard.
Well, I think he likes the middle school and he tries to spend nights there.
He tried to.
Freezing.
All right, next thing. How about middle school? We got middle school guys?
We do. The Merrill Wrestling program is a great group of middle school coaches. Ben Nansky and Steve Shank headed up, and there are a lot of extra coaches that come on in there. Tom Smith, Todd Schultz, Leo, and John Lyskow. Those guys are great help. We have quite a few junior J coaches as well, helping out the youth program. Jeff Depius, Brad Conitz is that again. Heath Seafelt. Steve Wykes again was in that group.
So there's guys helping out.
There's definitely some guys helping out.
Probably helps the program, you think?
Helps out the program.
Probably helps
Good
the
guys.
program. So then you go to your volunteers. These are the people that obviously just give their time and don't really want anything in return. I think the coaches, that staff there, they try to get them shirts and shorts and do some things to make things a little better for them. But I think we've got a few guys that just like being around, like the coaches.
I'd like to thank a few guys like Brad Conitz. He's one of our school board members. Great practice partner. I think he typically uses the wrestling season as one of his diet seasons, but I don't know. I think he did give up Mountain Dew for a little bit of the season, but I think he went back on the Mountain Dew at the end of the season.
I think it was in a full supply of Advil or something.
Yeah, I
He's
think
probably got stock in that. I think, didn't the coaches that were there, the head coach and stuff, say that his check was in the mail?
Yeah,
Check was in the mail?
his check's in the mail.
Check's in the mail. It's, it's important to volunteer time. Kent Reinhardt, the rumor on him is that he spends a lot of time trying to get scouting reports and spends some time getting nervous when his kid has to wrestle, but supposedly the head coach kind of calms him down a little bit. And I think he's also like the club president. So when you guys talk about like slush funds, I think he's redoing his kitchen. So I'm sure the wrestling club's supporting that.
A little extra money somewhere there.
Yeah. How about this guy, Kevin Schmeling? You guys know anything about him? Is he on track?
Yeah, I think he owns stock in track wrestling. I think Tritz should hire him as part owner or something. He knows more about it than most of those guys do, his techs do.
A little worried about him helping out Everest all the time nowadays.
He's starting to wear more green. I think the coaches made mention of that. He's kind of turning green. He's kind of from that Wausau area, though.
Yeah.
Then we got Shilke. I think he's the guy that kind of organizes the coupons and stuff. A coupon sale, that's great for kids. Basically, a kid can wrestle in Merrill. From what we heard, they can basically wrestle for nothing if they do the fundraiser, so that's a pretty neat thing. His son Dylan Shilke graduated last year, from what I heard, and does a great job as a practice partner along with Nate Leapart and Grant Collins. Those guys made it in the wrestling room this year, and I think helped some of the boys out. What do you know about this Wally Leipart?
Well, Wally Leapart.
Leipert.
Leipert? Is that what it is?
Leipert, yeah, pretty sure.
Thanks for your support, Wally. It is much appreciated by the entire wrestling family. We know your family and you have been involved in wrestling quite a bit, and you always were the down in the room giving us words of encouragement and giving us some suggestions and even talking to our kids, and our kids really appreciated having you around this year, so thanks a lot.
Was he the guy that was talking about that he was going to raise the coaches' salaries and stuff too?
He did
Yeah,
say
he
that.
said something.
did?
Yeah, he did.
But was it all
He
coaches or
guaranteed
just
it.
the wrestling coaches?
He guaranteed
He
it.
guaranteed.
He guaranteed.
He guaranteed it.
Guaranteed it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Then there was a guy, I think Rob Klug came in, he kind of was one of the sparring partners for one of our heavier guys, 220 pounder, I don't,
Practice dummy.
oh, well,
That would
yeah.
be a,
He was practice partner.
Partner.
We gotta
Yeah.
let's just be
I
positive.
think he was, he hurt
He's a
my,
little smarter than that.
yeah.
Well, he's a math
He's a math teacher.
There you have it.
He's
There you
a
have
math
it.
teacher.
Then we got Brody Alplish and Heath Seafeld did a great job. Coaches said that they did a great job with the varsity, future varsity wrestlers. Got a guy by the name of Dom Belfiorian, the historian.
Yeah.
I think he does, isn't he the guy that kind of keeps all the
Track of everything.
stats and has got a nice history book every year for kids? Can't thank him enough for doing that. And we got Wyatt Booth that always seems to be hanging around and doing some tech stuff for us. What are some other things you guys think will help out with the successful program?
You know, we always have had a great community behind us with all the support we get from local businesses. Thanks to all the businesses. Great fans. Thank you to all the parents out there with the fans. Radio. I know radio has been around following us and broadcast. I always get a few people during the week talking that they heard some part of the match on the radio. That's awesome that can get out there too. Newspaper, our local newspaper, and I think even this year, I think Wausau even gave us some love. They typically don't like the Merrill crowd too much, but those guys were even up a little bit more than normal for some reason. I don't know what it was, but thank you to those guys too.
I think that Merrill team was beating most of the Wausau teams this year,
Yeah.
from what I heard.
Anything else?
Kelly O'Day does a great job with photo news, and I think Scott Reindell helps us out, obviously, the coupon cards, and he's also the guy that I think is the noise behind the mic at the meets, and I've heard some good things about him as well. I don't know if he can take our jobs.
No.
But he might be able to compete.
He needs one of us, I think.
Yeah, we're pretty colorful, I would say. Great club. They talk about having great clubs. I think Merrell Wrestling, they got a club that's been around for a long time. They get it. They run tournaments. They run a big fundraiser, and there's not a lot of complaining, at least that we hear.
No.
And you know, along with that, in order to have a good club, you got to have good parents, and our parents kind of get it too, or the Merrill parents kind of get it. Donate your time, help out, and I think the program reaps the benefits. So when you talk about programs being successful, a good club definitely helps out, as well as great parents. Arnie was talking about thanking the ladies in his life. I mean, he's got many, but you know, we got to watch what they say about coaches and life and stuff. But this Mary Ball lady, I think she does a great job with the club. She's in charge of a lot of money. I heard she got a new kitchen also at her place.
New car, I think, too.
Oh, it was Carr? Oh, okay. Carla Schmidt does a great job organizing the managers and doing some extra stuff with stats and newsletter every month. I think her son got some money to go to Madison, I think, so she'll probably be spending some time in Madison maybe next few years. As I heard the coaches might go watch too, maybe once in a while. Wendy Reinhardt, she takes like a lot of pictures.
Yeah, like
A lot.
One tournament, like 2,700 pictures. I don't know how your finger can touch the.
I think that's the digital age now, though, huh? I mean, some people get carpal tunnel. Can you get carpal
Camera?
phalange?
I don't know.
Phalangitis?
Yeah, you had to have had it a couple times.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. For sure. And then, of course, Arnie wanted to say thanks to his wife for allowing him to coach. It's been, she's let him coach for 25 years. That's a pretty cool, she's probably got extra years on her life because he's coached, but hoping that he has fewer.
Yeah.
Could be. We'll see. Anything else, guys?
Well, hey.
Oh.
Did you ever see Coach Ulaki's wife?
Ooh. Not only is she nice, she does a heck of a job in the concession stand. I noticed, I heard, coaches go over to the house and it's like, we wonder where all the concession stuff went. I just heard that, like, Suwaki gets takes everything that's left over. Is that kind of like buying a car? Is it okay to do that?
It's kind of like having a lot of extra free cheese.
Free cheese. Free cheese.
Well, Rad, I better thank my wife, too.
No, whose wife? I heard Martini's wife is
Beth-
nice also.
Yeah, Martini's
Miss
wife.
Martini's wife?
Martini's wife.
What about your wife, though?
Yeah, he's not
You wanna
married.
thank her?
There's a good possibility he's not
I
married.
better thank my wife. I better thank my wife, too, you know.
And I guess last, you always want to thank the kids that put up with the coaching staff. 60 some odd practices. Some of these guys were wrestling for Merrill for 13 years. Just to finish it up, and if you look at the kids that came through the wrestling program, they're also leaders in the other sports and some of that stuff. So it's neat to be involved with a group of guys like that. It's easy coaching good kids, and I think when you look at a successful program, you got to have a good coaching staff, a good club, a great community, and you got to have great kids. And I think the Merrill Wrestling program definitely has that. What do you guys think? Ditto?
Ditto.
Ditto.
Thank you guys for a good year.